Beaters, weirdos, boils and ghouls. What you're about to see is my original video on Anchor. More has come to light since. There's been another video made about it, and then Purple made a video, but Purple was aware of mine. So you're going to see my original introduction, my original video, and then what Purple has discovered, because Mr. Cajun has decided to lie through his teeth to defend himself and call everyone else a liar. The problem there is that he bullshits quite well to a degree. Now, everything that I say counteracts him to a degree. I'm not as technically savvy as somebody like Purple, and Purple has gone full heck into this and hear a phone call and all sorts. It's absolutely incredible. So, into my video, and then we'll go straight into what Purple has sent me today. Beardo out and then straight back in. Beardos, weirdos, boils and ghouls. How are we all doing? There's been a lot of drama, back and forth, and some heated exchanges between certain paranormal groups, certain debunking channels, and it all got a bit messy. And when I say a bit messy, I mean horribly messy. People are getting threatened, people are having TikTok videos made about people threatening to beat them up with baseball bats. A lot of this stemmed from the Cody and Satori from the Conjuring House with Sam and Colby, and Exploring with Josh got dragged into it. I'm not going to go over the Cody and Satori stuff because I'm sick of it. It has been done to death. They're fake as far as I am concerned. That is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. There is enough proof out there to make most people question their legitimacy. To the point where even Josh questioned their legitimacy. Hey Josh, how come you like the shape and the side-eye guy and you don't like me? You mentioned them in your videos. You mentioned them in your posts. What about me? What about me? You got a problem with beards? Do you not like beards? I am completely taking the piss. Because through all of this, Josh has been in contact with me. First of all, he had the decency to email me. And I'm not going to show the emails because we've had private conversations. And I respect people's privacy. And in with that, he apologized that people assumed that he was talking about me in one of his community posts. And he was like, I was talking about you. I got it wrong. I apologize. I've taken the post down. He immediately, for apologizing, got some respect from me. And then we continue to converse. We continue to have conversations about things. And I end up saying to him, listen, Josh, I don't believe in a lot of the methods you use, but you're a respectful guy. You've been very respectful to me. And when I look at your thumbnails and at your titles, you are nowhere near as bad as some people out there. And I'm not going to put their thumbnails and their titles up to make him look better and make them look worse. This is not what this is about. Josh has been very open with the debunking community. He has emailed myself. He has spoken at length. He has spoken at great length to some of us. He has apologised to Mr. Gree for some comments that people assumed were Mr. Gree, and he's apologised to me. He's spoken to Crow Judas, even though him and Crow Judas had a bit of a falling out recently. He's just a nice guy doing his thing, and whether we believe what he is doing or not is kind of irrelevant for this video, because Josh believes it. And I had an email off Josh the other day, and he was like, dude, I need your help. The DR60. I've got this guy talking shit about the DR60, and he said this, he said that, he said the other, I need your help. And I was like, right, first thing, Josh, I don't like the DR60. And this is the reason why. It's unshielded, the microphone, the chips, all of it. Go and watch Kenny Biddle. He does a fantastic documentary on it. Crow Judas has then interviewed Kenny Biddle on it. And even through all of that, Kenny Biddle at the end says, you know, but it is my opinion. It's backed up with science, but do I know 100% that there are not ghosts able to talk through it? Well, not really. But science leads me to thinking, you know, 99% of it is just background noise. And this is what I told Exploring with Josh. And what I expected to happen then was the lines of communication to be cut off and how dare you shit on my beliefs, shit on my... But that's not what I got. He emailed me back. He's like, that's interesting. I need to look into this. So in your opinion, you don't think that it's a legitimate tool for ghost hunting, but I like it because of this XYZ. Now, I don't agree with his reasoning. He doesn't agree with mine. And that's fine. But this guy has 4 million subscribers and didn't say, hey, I don't need you. Let's cut this dead. No more. He listened to my reasoning and was like, I need to look further into this. And he's done this before. When the whole Cody and Satori thing blew up, he put out a very heartfelt post and he was like, you know, I'm now starting to question them. I'm starting to disbelieve, and until I see proof that they're real, I won't work with them again. And no matter what we think of his style of investigating, of his content, I respect that. I respect that he is the first one of all of these big channels to come out and be like, it's dodgy. I don't know. And until I know, I ain't going back. And I have to respect that. And I know that the other debunkers that have been in contact with Josh respect that. A lot of us debunkers now have a good relationship with Josh, and Josh is learning from us. And we're learning that some of these massive channels actually give a shit and will listen. I mean, it's not like Josh has ever said anything that could annoy me.
Listen, the German food and the sausage is way better than all the UK food.
Oh, shots
The UK
fired.
food is crap.
What did you just see? You little shit. How dare you diss the UK food? That little section there. When I was having my interaction with Josh, I was like, do you mind if I take the piss out of you a bit? Fire some shots at you? And do you know what Josh said? Bro, have fun. Have fun. But could you let people know that I'm in on it? Because I don't want people to think that you're just taking the piss and that I'm going to fire back with something horrible or nasty. I want people to understand that we can get along despite being on opposite sides of the fence. And that's what that little bit is. Josh has a sense of humour. He's got a sense of humanity, and he's been really cool with a lot of us debunkers, and I respect that. And it makes the debunking community less toxic. Being able to laugh and joke with these guys, being able to have an opinion without people throwing their toys out of the pram. And I've never hidden it. Carl from Dark Arts, Dan from Exploring with Fighters, and Exploring with Josh, through all of this Exploring with Danny bullshit, have been very kind to me. Have reached out to me to make sure that I'm okay, because they know I'm in the firing line. Making sure that I know and I'm up to date with everything. And these guys didn't have to come anywhere near me. They didn't have to reach out to me. They could have just left me, potentially have to deal with Danny on my own. And they didn't. Before the live streams went out, before all that information was released, I was fully aware of it. And this wasn't a ploy by Exploring with Fighters and Dark Arts and Josh to get me on side. They didn't say, you need to make a video about this. They didn't say, you need to watch our live stream about this. They were like, this is the information. Be careful what you say about Danny, because he is dangerous. And we all know how that has played out. Because anyone that crosses Danny gets the car smashed up, gets the windows put through, gets their families scared. And that's wrong. And for a little while, the communities kind of did this, which is what this video, after all of this time, is heading into. It's Angry Cajun TV again. I called the guy out for numerous things, and his response was weak.
Well, you know you've made it on YouTube when somebody calls you fake. Kind of ironic. Say it.
I didn't call you fake. I called you a coward. I called you somebody that targets women, that says derogatory terms and phrases about women, that seems to pick on women but goes less harder at men. After everything I said about you, that was your response. Do I need boobies for you to have a proper go at me? And I really wouldn't. And let me make that crystal clear. So that video was taken from Is Lizzie Noel Fake? And while he toned it down a little, he was still like, you're just pretty. Be pretty and stand in a haunted house. That's all you need. Next clip. You're still being derogatory, you're just being a little bit less toxic with it. Which fits with the colour scheme of your channel being toxic green, because that's exactly what you are. And this is exactly why I have called you out. This is exactly why the other debunkers, who I was a little bit worried about, would come at me and be like, why are you arguing with another channel that sits in our gene pool? And they were all like, nah, this guy's a piece of shit, he's horrible to people. And then I had other paranormal investigation channels come to me and show support. I had teams like the Foreman Brothers, Paranormal Quest, some large channels come to me and be like, thank you for speaking out. We know that not all the debunkers are like this guy. And I'm like, I was right in doing what I did. And your next video is a bit pissy, and then you do a little bit at the end, which is funny.
Oh, and real quick message to Beardo. Good work.
Thank you.
Good work on fucking up all that research, because you got it wrong, bud.
Did I? Did I get anything wrong? I mean, so I stated that the program that you use was a load of shit. How wrong was I there? So all of my research was wrong in your claim. And I'll circle back round to the Josh video and the Exploring with Fighters video and why you fucked up there and why you lied there. But you claim that you can use a piece of technology on your laptop, and that is very, very important. That shows you layers of videos on how to fake videos. And this program, it has to run off quite a substantial machine. And when me and a friend of mine have looked into the machine it would take to run the program you claim to have on your laptop, it is an Intel Xeon processor. We'll get into that a little bit more in just a little bit. That processor, $23,000. Do you have $23,000 lying about in your trailer? Just asking. But my research is wrong. So we then go to look at the Intel page. And all the information you need about it is right here. This is what he is claiming he uses to know when videos have layers added to them. And that's the important part. The important part is the layers. That is not how the Intel fake catcher works. It uses the deepfake detection algorithm uses heart rate. It uses heart rate and blood flow in your videos to detect if something has been doctored. For example, you can digitally now add somebody's head to a rude video, but then the blood flow is not going to match up. And that's what this program does. It looks for synthetic videos, images or audio clips where the actor or the action is not real. It does not detect masking. It does not detect wire removal tools. It detects via biological readings. So what you're claiming is wrong. But hey, my research is wrong, right? My research is wrong. Again, let me make it crystal clear. Now, I said $23,000 earlier. It's not, it's British pounds, but it's closer to 24. You will need an Intel Xeon Platinum 8280.27 gigahertz, 28 core processor, 28C, blah. Most of this, I don't understand. And I don't need to understand most of this. Do you know why? Because my high-end editing and gaming PC cannot run this chip. And you think your laptop can, because your friend helped you with it. So, do you have the 24 grand, we'll round it up, and then, I don't know, whatever the difference is between the pounds and the dollars? I don't think you've got this kind of money. And here we have compatibility. This product is compatible with the following systems. PowerEdge, Precise Workstation Towers. Do you own one of these in a laptop form? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you do at all. So you are calling me out for not doing my research, and I've made it crystal clear. You can't afford this piece of technology. I don't care what you say you've done for a living. I don't think that your bounty hunting pays quite enough for you to not only buy this chip, but a machine to run it. Because me and a friend did some research yesterday. I have a pretty powerful machine, but it couldn't house this. He has 3 very powerful machines and a Mac system. If we combined all 4 of our machines and asked for some help from some of our friends who have very powerful machines for the more advanced editing that they do, this still wouldn't work for us. We don't have the funds, we don't have the technology available to us for us to be able to use this in the way that you think you can from your laptop. You are absolutely full of it. Why does all of this bear any relevance on Exploring with Josh? Well, you've just done a video on Exploring with Fighters, and your video title, Exploring with Fighters exposes Exploring with Josh. No, they don't. They use a DR60, which I have just already said I don't believe in. That's fine. That's by the by. That is Josh's opinion on that device versus mine. But you can't say Exploring with Fighter exposed Exploring with Josh because their videos didn't capture, their video cameras didn't capture what a overexpensive 90s piece of technology captured. That's not them exposing. You've been very, very liberal with the truth there, shall we say.
Come on, Chair. Well, howdy doody, YouTube.
Now, just off that intro, you want me to believe that you have the friend and the knowledge to install an Intel Cajun processor with 24, just short of 24,000 Great British pounds. You want me to believe you can somehow get that into a laptop which clearly won't run it? You expect me to believe all of that, and you just couldn't get your fucking chair to work. You couldn't slide from left to right. You fucked it up. And you want me to think that you are more technologically advanced than any of the people I have spoken to about this program and about this processor. And I will be linking both of those pages for people to go and have a look for themselves, because you dared say I got my research wrong. Everyone will be able to see my research for themselves and see exactly what it is that you're lying about. It is documented that he has worked with fakers and said that these fakers are real, and then he's turned on them. Documented. Those videos are still on his channel. He has also stated things like he doesn't believe in phone apps, yet Joe Vitale from Entity 7 Paranormal has got footage of Bayou using phone apps on an investigation. He trashes all of the equipment used on investigations, yet there are videos of him using said equipment. Not all of it, but he uses equipment on investigations. He claims to be some sort of expert in the paranormal field. Self-praise, my friend, is no recommendation. I'm not an expert. I just watch videos and pull out what I can see is obviously fake and put it into a format that is easily digestible to the average YouTube paranormal viewer. That's all I do. There are other debunkers that go far more in depth into editing techniques, things that I don't understand as much, but I am learning. None of us claim to be experts. One of them, Purple, technically he is an expert because he is a video editor by trade. So that would make him have an area of expertise. That is what he does for his income. That is his job. That has been his job for a while. He has worked on some TV shows and for a massive YouTube channel as an editor. So yeah, but he's never claimed to be an expert in anything. Neither has Mr. Grey. Just something else to note, you know? Another thing that you state is you have an editor. And, you know, what does your editor actually do other than cut in between dead space? Because that's all your videos entail, is introduction, the Bayou or Angry Cajun logo with some music, then a fade into you just sat there. There are no little zoom ins like this, no little pull backs like this. There is nothing artistic or nothing really edited in your videos. It's just hard cut after hard cut, and that's fine. I used to just make hard cut videos with very little editing involved. That's how I started, and that is absolutely fine. But then when I was doing that, I didn't claim to understand or own some software that cannot do the things that you say it does on a machine that cannot process it, on a machine that it won't fit in, on a machine that is incapable of supporting the Intel Xeon processor. And I've certainly never claimed to have 23 grand to spend on a processor. Imagine the cost of the machine to run that thing. So he does his little introduction and he's losing his shit. Fake crap. I mean, you're a fake debunker, bro. Shut the fuck up. And then you play a clip from Exploring with Fighters, and you mock this. Now, this is the thing that brought the debunking community and the paranormal investigating and the ghost hunting community, it brought us all together somewhat. This is a video of these guys in Germany, while Exploring with Danny is smashing Carl's car up. Carl's on the bed there, outside Dan from Exploring with Fighters' house, while his family are inside the house. Luckily, his brother was there, and Exploring with Danny, being a pussy that he is, run away because of a male presence, you know? It brought the community together, and then all of this stuff that came out about Dan, people couldn't watch it. It was that disgusting, that vile, that horrible. These guys' families were put into a place of danger. They felt that strongly about it. They reached out to me, a debunker, somebody that is on the wrong side of the fence to them. And they wanted to make sure that I was okay because this man could be potentially dangerous. And in those conversations, some of us were genuinely losing sleep over it. Some people involved in all of this bought extra security measures. I have. These guys have extra CCTV, extra Ring doorbells, alarms for your house. Some people have had to go as far as buying what they call fire bombs, which are these big red things that you throw onto a letterbox fire. They've had to install things on the back of the doors to be able to lock the letterboxes to stop petrol being poured through. That's how far this went. And you think it's fucking funny? What's this?
That night, he came, smashed the car up, Carl's car. Was he targeting Carl's car, or did he come for Andrew's, or did he come for mine? I don't know, but as he walked into frame, he saw Carl's car, stepped back and came towards it and smashed it up numerous times. Clearly see in the video it's him. His demeanour, his tumpy walk, it's all him. Police have been informed. Now what we did, we were smart. We were like, you know what, let's not post anything online.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that was exploring with Danny? What did y'all do to that dude? Y'all had to have done, I think it's great. One faker is fighting another faker. What happened? Did you call him? Like, what happened? I would like some explanation. Because that shit is fucking hilarious.
Hilarious. What if it was your car? What if it was your home being targeted? What if you had a wife and children and that lunatic turns up, puts all the windows through? He set fire to people's vehicles in the past. He's a dangerous man. And if you want to know what all that was about, they stopped working with him because they were getting the inclination that he was a dangerous man. And you think that's funny? You think that's funny? I mean, anyone that could find humour, I mean, if you're unaware of all of it, you need to go and watch Exploring with Fighters live, where they read out what the private investigator found on Danny. You need to go and see that, and then still see if this is funny. And maybe, just maybe you owe these guys an apology. And let's not beat around the bush. These are guys that are on the opposite side of the fence to me.
Next clip. Now we're full into the turn, as you can see.
I hope you said turd there. Because initially I thought you said something else, and I'm like, ooh. What you're saying about the DR60 not being a relevant piece of equipment, I can get behind that. I share a view on that piece of equipment. But what you don't do is provide any proof. You just say, it's the internal noise, it's shit. So what you say about the DR60, I share similar views to it. The DR60, for me, is not a viable tool for paranormal investigating. But I will give reasons behind it, not just say, because it's crap, because it's shit. It's just the external noises. It was recalled for a reason. Give the reason. Tell people that it's unshielded, that it was recalled because it was not fit for purpose. Because the microphone is so sensitive in certain settings that it picks up on the internal mechanisms of the device, that the device will pick up noises in a noise chamber. You could put that thing inside a box and it'll still pick up noises. The rest of us that don't like or don't want to use the DR60 will say, go and watch Kenny Biddle's on it. And now I'll say, go and watch Kenny Biddle's video on the DR60. Go and watch Crow Judas's interview with Kenny Biddle on the DR60 for proof as to why it doesn't work. But you don't do that. You just shout, it's crap. Next clip. You've always got these little digs. You're like, yeah, these fakers are working with fakers are working with fakers. Where is your proof that you've caught these guys faking? Where are the links to other people that have caught these guys faking? In my opinion, in my mind, for you to put out videos of this type, you have to have some form of backup. You have to have evidence. You have to link to videos you have seen to prove your point, instead of just shouting, swearing, next clipping, and insulting people. And while I can shout at people, and while I do insult people that I think are emotionally ripping people off and scamming people, while I do all of those things, I back it up with proof and descriptions. And this is the frame where the mask is slipping. This is an added sound. You can tell because it's not knocking on a wall. It's a bass kick and you can hear the snare rattle just behind it. It's recorded from a drum kit. This is the alarm tone that is only available in Germany because my friend Papel put out a video That's the only place you can get that alarm system. You are basically a toxic channel releasing toxic content under the guise of debunking, and that's not what you're doing. You are just shit-talking people. And yes, I have looked at your paranormal investigations, and they ain't great. All of the things that you scream and shout about that people are faking, that people are doing wrong, you've done those things. Now, maybe at some point you've brought out a video where you're like, you know, I was wrong about this piece of equipment because of this investigation taught me, etc. But I can't be bothered to look that deeply into you, because even surface deep, this is garbage, this is toxic. And what you're doing, it could undermine all of the good that has come from opposing sides of the community recently. People that have shown kindness to debunkers, debunkers showing kindness to paranormal channels that we may not necessarily be fans of the content of. And then you release these shit-talking video after shit-talking video, just crapping on people. And then you do videos where you fat-shame people, where the way you talk about women is just... it makes me want to have a shower after watching you, because I feel dirty. I feel dirty with your stuff going into my eyes and ears. I could have worded that better. And the biggest difference is you just shout crap, 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 and throw insults about. Whereas the other side have emailed me and been like, hey, Beto, you seem to know a little bit about some stuff. What is your opinion on the DR60? I give my opinion on the DR60, and did they say that's crap? Next clip. No. Taking it on board. He has a different outlook on it, and he's put his outlook across. He's like, take away the clicks, and maybe, just maybe, there's something in the background that is real. And I believe that. That's up to you. That is cool. And every video that he puts out after using that DR60, he may still believe it. I don't. That is just our difference of opinions. And he is adult enough to accept my difference of opinions and to say, oh, I need to check that out. I need to go look at this evidence that the DR60 doesn't work. And the reason I have brought all of this up is, if you were less of a piece of shit to people about their content, you could have an impact on these channels. But you don't. You just shit talk. Whereas I have people who most would assume would hate my guts, asking my advice, taking my advice on board. Do I believe in certain applications that people use? Do I believe in certain equipment that people use? No, but there are other pieces of equipment that I like. Is any of it proven? No. Is all of it disproven? I don't think so. If something is ultimately disproven to me, then I'll never touch that piece of equipment. For example, people have got it wrong recently that I dismiss the S-test method. I don't. I dismiss certain channels using the S-test method because I know they can hear the questions. They answer questions like, can you hear me? No. Things like that. You point that out, then you've got legitimate claim to say that this S-test method is wrong. I've seen friends of mine do an S-test method with another channel, and the results were amazing. And I know that those guys couldn't hear... I know that the guy with the headphones on couldn't hear a thing. Now, as a debunker, I'm a believer in the paranormal, and I do this for different reasons to some. Some of us are believers, some of us are complete skeptics, and there's everything in between. We all debunk differently, we all act differently, but none of us just name call for the sake of name calling. Unless you're really a bit of a shit person, you know? The type that scam people. You don't scam people, but you lie. You have no clue what the fuck you were talking about. You claim to have things at your disposal that you don't have. I've looked into your background, you are not who you say you are. And you know what? That's all I've got to say on it. I genuinely hope I never have to look at your channel again. But if somebody comes to me upset about the way you have spoken about them and the lies you have told, because that title is clickbait as fuck. It bears no relevance on the truth. And even if you cover a channel that I can't stand, but you debunk them the wrong way, and they ask me for help, I'm gonna help, just because you are the epitome of everything that people accuse the debunking community of. All the toxic, narcissistic, horrible shit we get accused of that we don't do, you actually go and do. And I don't want anyone thinking that I think you're cool, that I think you're funny, that I think you're a decent content creator. I mean, imagine a guy that can run that Xeon processor. He can't work his chair. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. No hate. Do not go over to Bayou's channel with hate and all the shit that comes with that. He gets personal. It doesn't mean we have to. Anyway, so leave your respectful thoughts in the comments down below. Don't go over to his channel shouting hate. We don't do that. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye.
This software that's apparently on Coast to Coast AM in America every half an hour, I can't seem to find any trace, any proof or anything, so I thought I'd just ring and just see, is it something that you actually have?
As far as we're concerned, no.
No, I didn't think so. Hello. So I want to clear some things up. I wanted to talk about this new thing that's travelling around about this miracle software that unedits. I just want to go over a few key points to point out some facts, because people like to deal in facts and I want to deal in some facts here right now. The software that is being perpetuated does not exist and cannot exist. So the description of the software is that it unedits something. Let's put this in the simplest and most basic of terms. Okay? If I make a project, yes, it will have layers, yes, it will have edits, it could have some composite effects, it could have some colour effects, it could have many, many music tracks. Number one, I've seen the videos, you've got many layers. Well, I've worked on documentaries where I've had up to 300 layers, but none of them prove the documentary is fake. It's just the way video editing works. Point number two. As soon as I upload that video to YouTube, where you're taking the videos from, it goes through its first compression when it's exported into MP4 format, or .mov format, and then it goes through an even worse compression when it reaches YouTube, and removes all of the metadata. All of it. Because that's part of its privacy policy. So what you're saying you can hypothetically do is take every single layer out of it and identify it. This is tantamount to you saying you can buy a samurai sword and unfold every piece of steel that's put into it to show its original state. You can't do that. Second, you claim that Intel say that this is used to help catch deepfakes. Intel have spent billions on Fake Catcher. This is not Fake Catcher what you're on about. Fake Catcher uses blood flow and skin analysis, and it won't work on a laptop. There isn't a laptop processor on Earth that will run it. This has been proven. I'm pretty sure Beardo has mentioned or will mention this. We found it, we saw the cost of it. It won't work on that laptop. Just won't happen. Next, you say, this is your own words. The software is developed to break down layers to catch deepfakes. This is the most ludicrous claim I've ever heard. Deepfakes don't use layers. Deepfakes use 2 AI algorithms. That's how they're created. So why are you claiming that it finds layers to catch deepfakes? That's like saying you catch bacon to build a house. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. As for everything else, we've got a recorded phone call from Intel. I've spoken to Coast AM. Everybody agrees exactly the same. Everyone's come to exactly the same conclusion. If you would like me to apologise for this, I'm happy to send you a project. And just to make it fair, I will send you a project without YouTube compression and with the metadata intact. And if you can break down all the layers and all the effects that I used in that to a 96% accuracy, I'll delete my channel.
God, it looks like Daniel. Must be the clouds in